A to Z Social Studies Class 8.
Chapter 6: The Parliamentary System, Legislature and Executive. India's journey to independence was marked by immense sacrifices, and with freedom came the formulation of the Constitution, which outlined foundational principles including universal adult franchise. Citizens elect representatives who serve in the Lok Sabha, and the majority group among them forms the government. Parliament stands as the ultimate legislative authority, enacting laws and overseeing government operations with the consent of the people. Since the first Lok Sabha in 1952, there have been 17 Lok Sabhas, with the 18th constituted in June 2024. This chapter explores the composition, functions, and challenges of India's parliamentary and state legislative systems. The Parliament of India consists of the President and two houses, the Lok Sabha, also known as the House of the People or Lower House, and the Rajya Sabha, known as the Council of States or Upper House, forming a bicameral system. During constitution drafting, the Rajya Sabha was established to uphold federalism, with a composition and election procedures deliberately different from the Lok Sabha. India's parliamentary democracy draws from the British system, while also being enriched by the legacy of ancient republics, or Mahajanapadas, and village panchayats. Each house has a presiding officer. The Lok Sabha elects a speaker, while the vice president chairs the Rajya Sabha, together enabling both legislative and executive functions. The Parliament's executive function, ensuring laws are implemented, is as vital as its legislative role of creating laws. The Union Executive comprises the President, the Vice President, and the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. The Council of Ministers is selected from members of Parliament in both houses, and is collectively accountable to the Lok Sabha. Notably, the historic single, a gold-plated silver scepter with roots in the Chola period, symbolizing power guided by Dharma, was presented to Nehru on Independence Eve, and now resides near the Speaker's chair in the new Lok Sabha, representing just governance. Parliament's essential functions fall into four categories: constitutional functions, lawmaking, executive accountability, and financial accountability. Constitutional functions include facilitating parliamentary democracy through universal suffrage, maintaining separation of powers, supporting federalism, and protecting fundamental rights and directive principles. Lawmaking follows a detailed process. A bill is introduced in either house. Read. Discussed clause by clause with amendments. Sometimes referred to as standing committee. Voted upon. Repeated in the other house. And finally sent for presidential assent before Gazette notification. The Right to Education Act of 2009 illustrates this journey. Rooted in directive principles. Formalized via the 86th Amendment under Article 21A, and finally passed in 2009. Certain legislation, like money bills dealing with taxation and government borrowing, can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha, and require the President's prior recommendation. Under executive accountability, the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, the Union Executive, are responsible for implementing and enforcing laws, guided by constitutional principles. They remain accountable to the Lok Sabha through mechanisms like question hour, where ministers must justify their actions and policies, typically during the first hour of a session. This works alongside special committees requiring ministries to clarify policies, ensuring the executive answers for its decisions to elected representatives. Every government needs money to function, requiring a budget allocated across ministries. Government expenditure must be approved by Parliament through the annual budget process, which Parliament monitors closely, requiring the government to provide timely financial information. Parliamentary proceedings can also showcase poetry and humor alongside formal debate. For example, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman recited a Tirukkural verse during the 2025 to 2026 budget presentation, while Sushma Swaraj and Dr. Manmohan Singh once exchanged poetic verses during a 2011 Lok Sabha debate. This illustrates that India's parliament balances serious governance with cultural and rhetorical richness in its proceedings. The President serves as the head of state and nominal head of the executive, while the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers actually manage government operations. The President appoints the Prime Minister and other ministers, summons Parliament, and grants assent to bills, guided by the advice of the Council of Ministers. Notably, the President can act independently during political emergencies, such as when no party secures a clear majority. Part 5 of the Constitution outlines these executive duties in Chapter 1, before detailing Parliament's functions in Chapter 2. This reflects the structural relationship between the executive and legislature in India's governance framework. In India's parliamentary system, the Prime Minister wields actual executive authority, appointed by the President as the leader of the majority party or coalition in the Lok Sabha, backed by majority member of Parliament support. The Prime Minister's responsibilities include leading the Council of Ministers, advising the President, coordinating ministries, and shaping national policy. Most bills originate from the government, and are implemented by civil servants, or administrators and bureaucrats, under ministerial guidance. A notable example of ministerial accountability occurred in 1956, when Railway Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri resigned after a train accident. He believed ministers should take moral responsibility for events within their ministry, even without direct blame, a landmark act of accountability in Indian governance. The legislature, consisting of Parliament, the President, the Lok Sabha, and the Rajya Sabha, primarily creates laws and supervises the executive's operations, introduces bills, and monitors government activities through questions. The executive, comprising the President, the Vice President, and the Council of Ministers led by the Prime Minister, enforces the laws established by the legislature. It offers justifications for its decisions, manages and implements the budget sanctioned by Parliament, and advises the President on significant matters, including scheduling sessions. The executive operates both independently in routine matters and under ministerial supervision as needed. This distinction highlights the fundamental separation of roles between lawmaking and law implementation within India's constitutional democratic framework. The judiciary is a vital government branch that interprets and enforces laws, particularly during legal conflicts, operating through a network of courts to uphold democratic values. Acting as guardian of the Constitution, it ensures all government branches adhere to constitutional principles, verifying that Parliament's laws do not violate the Constitution, and intervening if the executive's implementation breaches constitutional provisions. Just as Parliament operates through legislative and executive divisions, the judiciary functions through its court system. Together, these examples illustrate the principle of separation of powers and checks and balances among the legislature, executive, and judiciary, preventing any single branch from gaining excessive power. Similar to the union government, each state has its own legislature and executive, collectively called the State Assembly. Members of Legislative Assembly, or MLAs, formulate laws on matters in the state list and concurrent list. The Constitution provides 3 lists: the Union List, where only the Union can legislate; the State List, where only states can legislate; and the Concurrent List, where both can legislate, though union law prevails in case of conflict. The Right to Education Act exemplifies this. Although education falls under the concurrent list, the RTE Act applies nationwide, demonstrating the interdependent and collaborative nature of Indian federalism between central and state governments. State governments mirror the union structure. The governor, appointed by the president, is the state's constitutional head, much like the president nationally. Meanwhile, the chief minister is the de facto executive authority, functioning like the prime minister. Both serve 5-year terms. The Council of Ministers at the state level is selected by the Chief Minister, and is collectively responsible to the Vidhan Sabha. State legislatures can legislate on subjects in the state list and concurrent list. State money bills originate only in the Vidhan Sabha, which serves as the state's lower house. It is presided over by a speaker, paralleling the Lok Sabha's structure and functions at the national level. State legislatures can be unicameral, having a single house known as the Vidhan Sabha, or bicameral, consisting of 2 houses, the Vidhan Sabha and the Vidhan Parishad, which is the upper house. Only 6 states operate bicameral systems: Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana, and Uttar Pradesh. All other states follow the unicameral structure with only a Vidhan Sabha. This structural flexibility allows states to choose a governance model suited to their administrative needs and historical context. At the same time, they maintain the fundamental principles of representative democracy and legislative accountability that characterize India's federal system across both the national parliament and individual state assemblies. The Indian legislature, including parliament and state assemblies, plays a pivotal role in lawmaking, oversight, and budget sanctioning, while serving as a forum for national policy debates. However, it faces significant challenges: frequent member absenteeism, poor cooperation, declining debate quality, and disruptions during question hour. Parliament meets 3 times a year during the budget, monsoon, and winter sessions, typically convening for about 6 hours daily. When disorder disrupts debates, sessions are shortened, and bills linger unresolved for years. Public concern also centers on Lok Sabha members facing criminal cases and unproductive contentious debates. Meanwhile, media and political cartoons play an important role in voicing electorate concerns in a healthy democracy. Democracy grows stronger when citizens stay informed and actively engage, asking questions, expressing opinions, and joining public discussions to shape better policies. Addressing legislative challenges requires encouraging citizens to stay informed about societal issues, participate in digital public debates during policymaking, and engage constructively with representatives. A surge of young leaders and diverse voices is entering public roles, aided by technology that eases civic participation. As reflected in Atal Bihari Vajpayee's memorable words, "Governments will come and go, but the nation and its democracy must endure." Future voters' active involvement remains pivotal to ensuring Parliament and state assemblies truly represent all citizens' interests.